In 2020, for a 2-hour wedding photo shoot in Nashville, the average price you can expect to pay the photographer is approximately $917. On average, a 1-hour wedding shoot will cost $573 and a 4-hour shoot will cost $1604. Nashville wedding photographers' prices are 24% below the U.S. national average, according to a quick Google search. The average cost of a wedding videographer in the U.S. is around $17.99, with most couples spending between $1,000 to $2,500. I'm going to get serious here real quick, okay? So 12% of your budget is going to go towards capturing moments in time that you will be able to connect with whenever you want or need to. 12% of your budget is going towards capturing people's voices on film where you can push play and hear them again and again. You have the luxury of connecting with people's words, sounds from the day, which is going to live beyond you, and that your kids and their kids and their kids can watch in memory of you. Hello, Bride Tribe. It is your girl, Leah Lowe, from Alpha Artistry Wedding Films and Photography, with another video helping you with all things weddings. Speaking of helping you with all things weddings, download my wedding videographer checklist that helps future brides like yourself make the best informed decision with their investment into a wedding videographer. Link is in the description. As a wedding filmmaker and photographer, I hold 12% of this part of the budget close to my heart. When I picked up my first camera in 2015, I thought taking photos and filming stuff was going to be a breeze. Okay, it's only a joke. I think I'm gonna make this video. Finna be a breeze. But anyway, play that clip or something.
Okay, first time having commissary in jail. This finna be a breeze.
But it was the farthest thing from a crisp afternoon in September. Till this day, I am still learning and growing as a filmmaker, editor, photographer, and storyteller, and I know how much time, effort, heart, and passion goes into wedding photography and videography that you can't make a quick Google search. Choose the first vendor that pops up and book them for your special day. If you have to consider different styles of photography, different ways to tell the story of your special day, to figure out what wedding photographer and videographer's personality you connect with on a deeper level, because they are there during the ugly cries and the loud laughs and the sweet kisses that come naturally. You want to be vulnerable and genuine in front of your photographer and videographer and not feel anxious and nervous because he or she makes you feel like they are doing you a favor by gracing your special day with their presence. And I think you know what I mean by that. I hope you know what I mean by that. So I hear the term light and airy or dark and moody wedding photographer thrown around in a lot of wedding groups when couples are trying to find their ideal style. When I worked as a contractor for Dave Ramsey's creative department, I realized that a lot of creatives had a different interpretation for what a high angle, low angle, over the shoulder, bird's eye, or Dutch angle / tilt shot looked like. I mean, it wasn't like super like crazy, but we really all had a different concept of it. And same can be said for trying to find a certain style of photography that is light and airy and filming that is dark and moody. Couples can post examples all day long, but photographers and videographers are all different. Your best bet is to find and reach out to the photographer or videographer of the look that you shared as inspiration, because they created that look and they can recreate it for you. If that's not an option, then approach your search for a wedding photographer and videographer like I will in the future. See, I don't connect with styles and vibes. I connect with what makes a photographer or videographer unique in their personality. And see, that's just me personally. I don't want what everybody else wants. I want something different. I want something that's unique to this particular photographer and videographer. So my ideal wedding photographer and videographer is Eric Floberg. If Eric and his team is not available when I walk down the man-made aisle I will create in the Salt Flats, then I'll have 5 other vendors to consider that day. I mean, not that day, but probably a year before my wedding. But for the sake of this video, and time, I will focus on why I connect with Eric Floberg's work and his personality. Now, this man has a gift when it comes to double exposures. You can see that a lot of thought was put into merging two images to make one cohesive picture that makes sense, and it's a work of art. I'm inspired by his creativity with a tilt shift lens that I can't wait to purchase one of my own next year and see how creative I can get with one. But I mean, it's not going to be the same as his, but still, I love his creativity with the tilt shift lens. And I feel like his work is photojournalism at its finest, but more like wedding journalism, because he uses these kinds of images to tell the story of your special day. Then he does this effect I personally call the snow globe effect. I totally made this up. This might be a legitimate term, but for me, I feel like I coined it, so here it is, snow globe effect. And because it just reminds you of a snow globe. Like when you look at the little villages and snow globes, they look miniature but magnified, and that's what we look like in these pictures. And I think that is one of the most creative and unique aspects of Eric's photography, that I can see myself in these type of photos one day. Apart from all his photos, his films are genuine, unscripted, meaningful. They aren't with warp transitions and speed ramps, which is nothing wrong with that if that's the type of style you like. Just me personally, I don't want that for my wedding. I kind of want that for other things, but not my wedding. So it is a documentary of the events that happen in no particular order that is unique to each couple, and I love it, and it's something that inspires my wedding films today. Y'all know I'm awkward. If you hadn't figured that out, you know now. I'm goofy, and I'm rarely serious. So you can tell me to smolder in front of the camera or twirl, but I'm going to mess it up. And I need someone there that is looking for those genuine, unscripted, meaningful moments where I am caught up in the emotions of the moment. And I trust Eric and his team can do that for me one day, because I have been stalking this guy for like 3 years now. Maybe 4. I have lost count. So, and yeah, he's also YouTube dad.
Hey, it's Eric, your YouTube dad, back with another video and a lip beard.
The personality clearly connects with mine. Now, my advice for you is to really dive deep into Pinterest boards, local Instagram hashtags, and YouTube searches for different wedding films that you can find on YouTube, and that you can connect with. I truly believe you don't connect with a style of photography or a style of filmmaking, but the personality behind the filmmaker and photographer with their work that attracted you to them in the first place. Sound like a tongue twister, but you know what I mean. Okay? I hope. If not, DM me. Put a message in the comments. Another piece of advice I can give is to create a backup or a top 5, top 10 of even photographers and videographers in case that person isn't available on your wedding date, or better yet, someone snags your wedding date because they paid their retainer before you paid yours. So don't think you are the only bride inquiring and you have time to pay your retainer. I have that issue right now, unfortunately. Side note, if I hadn't said it already, which I feel like I haven't, you will never hear me say that photography is more important than videography, and videography is more important than photography. They're both important. They both serve a purpose. So invest in both, or you'll regret it. And that is all. That's all I got. Take my 2 cents and put it into your BB-8 piggy bank, which I was going to grab. I have one somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. But anyway, now let's talk about ways to save money when booking a photographer and videographer. I filmed and photographed, yeah, I did both, my first wedding for a crisp $100 bill on New Year's Eve back in like 2018. So where's my cringy moment? It is absolutely needed right now. But that's how I got my start. Then I filmed a friend's wedding for a car payment and another for $1,200, and here we are today with my collection starting at $4,439, which is subject to change as time goes on, and I increase overhead and hire associate photographers and filmmakers. So don't hold me to that number, okay? That's the past. I no longer live there. Now, if you don't care and you want better quality than an iPhone 4, then hire your best friend. Nothing wrong with it. But if you are as serious about your wedding photography and videography as I will be one day, I don't recommend hiring someone starting out. And I would highly recommend investing in professionals that won't change careers 12 hours before your wedding, leaving you without a photographer or a videographer. True story. In literally every wedding group I'm in. A whole refund doesn't make anyone feel better about having no one to document their special day. So literally choose a professional or a friend who is starting out that would actually feel bad if they left you high and dry on your wedding day. I don't know what that feels like. I don't want to know what that feels like, but it can be avoided. So now I call these type of companies P&G because they do everything. Weddings, families, events, commercials, real estate, you name it. They photograph and film it. So as a business, they can afford to offer photo and video bundles for $1,400. They have cash flow from avenues or whatever, the fancy term for them having any forms of cash coming in. So their livelihood doesn't solely depend on their weddings. Now, the saying jack of all trades, master of none, applies to this type of vendor because you won't have an option to purchase a double exposure print of your wedding or maybe an edited film just of your ceremony. The quality will be there, no doubt about that, but the uniqueness and what sets them apart from the rest will not. I mean, because they do everything. They're not really focused on trying to get really good at this one thing. They do everything. So buyers beware. Unfortunately, a lot of couples arrive with the expectation that we all can create the same type of wedding films and have the same style of photography. We just have different prices, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. I invest a lot of money in my glass. Eric Floberg films with a cinema camera that costs over $10,000, okay? I shoot with primes while Procter & Gamble companies shoot with zooms or whatever the person that they contract the job out to owns. So they could be filming with Nikon, Panasonic, Canon, Sony, Blackmagic with all kinds of different picture profiles and frame rates and S-Log, Cine 3, Cine, I think I made up Cine 2, but anyway, we don't know what we're filming. We're just filming whatever and throwing a LUT on it. And I know I'm speaking a foreign language to you right now, but there is a reason pricing is so night and day and why you can't approach a photographer saying, hey, can you give me this light and airy look for $215, please and thank you. So study your vendors in your area that you can feel, or I don't know how I was going to say that. Anyway, just study your vendors locally and see if you can see yourself in their work. And then reach out to them. Simple as that. So that is all from me and my side of YouTube. Hope this video made it clear that wedding videography and photography is worth the 12% investment. Don't forget to implement the non-satanic 6x6x6 rule when planning your wedding. If this video was helpful, adore that like button, subscribe for future helpful wedding planning videos, and share with a friend because sharing is caring. And I will catch you in the next video. I don't want to say peace because I say it all the time, so hasta la vista, baby. That came out true to heart right there.